What's up, guys? And today I'm actually very excited to bring you guys something new that me and Breakthrough actually came together to create. And it's actually a podcast regarding The Last of Us Part 2. And we're going to be doing this pretty regularly, so you guys got to be expecting us to, blast out content of just numerous topics where me and him just bounce back and forth. Also, if you guys could like this video, let's try to shoot for 200 likes for the first podcast. Yes, 200. As well as subscribe to my channel and Breakthroughs. His link will be in the description. I really appreciate that. And let's get right into the podcast.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the Last of Us 2 podcast. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually the first Last of Us 2 podcast, right, Tajay? There's no other
Correct.
podcast about The Last of Us?
Correct.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. Me and Tajay came up with this idea to just go over a lot of different topics, as well as whenever we do live stream, we can get, opinions from subscribers or opinions from our fans or things that people want us to cover. So in today's video, what are we going to be talking about, Taj? We're going to be talking about release date, character, storyline. What do you got in mind, bro?
Joel, the LGBTQ community, or there's an agenda, all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, shit. Let's start with the mystery woman, because I know you were telling me you have an opinion on it. I got an opinion on it. So let's just start this podcast with a little debate.
All right. So a lot of people think the mystery woman is, of course, either Ellie's mom Anna or her speculated sister. Correct.
Yeah.
And I feel personally that I just feel like the dude Neil Druckmann is, even though he posted it and covered up the name and it points to the 4-letter name or whatnot, I just feel like, in my opinion, I don't think it's either. Plus, I feel like it'd be better for the story if it's a new fleshed out character. I don't feel like we should get Anna to be able to play as Anna or play as her sisters. I just feel like it's too cliche, I feel like if we were to see Anna, it would be through the Switchblade somehow, some type of incorporated flashback system with the Switchblade, something like pretty fleshed out and cool like that. Not just us playing as Mystery Woman. She's long lost and oh, she was alive. That's my opinion though.
All right, so I don't think that it's gonna be. There's really no way for sure to know who it is, obviously. But what really is making me think that it's related to Ellie is the fact that the first thing we saw, the first sign we ever got about The Last of Us Part 2 was way back in 2016, and it was in the Uncharted 4 epilogue, at the end of Uncharted.
Right.
And when we have Nathan Drake's daughter walk into her bedroom, we see in one of the posters that it says The Last of Us American Daughters. So that was my sign number one. Daughters, that's plural. That means that if it's related to The Last of Us Part 2, which at the time, that was the only information we had on an up-and-coming Last of Us game,
right.
Then clearly there's a reference to some sort of family figure, sisters. We see a woman that's pregnant. So if a woman is pregnant in that epilogue, in that photo, and in the caption it says sisters, I haven't seen Ellie pregnant. I haven't seen her pregnant at all in The Last of Us Part 2. So my point is that combined with the fact that we're gonna have time jumping, if you're not aware, Tajay, Neil Druckmann stated multiple times that the game's gonna have time jumping. So we're gonna be essentially going into the past, future, present. I don't want to say just Ellie, but different characters. Then yeah, all I can really gauge from that is that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Anna, but I might be wrong.
Now let's say it is. Let's say it is Anna, right? And in the trailer, she's fighting the Seraphites. Now that's gonna make a loophole in the story where they're gonna have to explain where the Seraphites came from and where they've been this entirety of the first game. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, I do see that. Yeah,
that's why. Also, I feel like that's not. I don't know. I just feel like it leaves too many plot twists to cover up. Are they only in? Where they? They're in Seattle, correct?
Yeah, Seattle.
So, are the Seraphites
Seattle.
only in Seattle? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it makes too many loopholes. Plus, the first game they're traveling across the nation or whatnot. So I'm pretty sure in the second game they're gonna be traveling quite a little bit for sure. I don't see why not. So I don't think they'll just be in Seattle the entire time, personally. So I feel like they would have to at least cover up their tracks on or where the Seraphites came from or whatever. That's just my opinion. That's why I feel
you're pretty much saying that if it were to be Ellie's mom or some sort of relative to Ellie,
right,
then that means that Naughty Dog has a lot of explaining to do, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay, no, I agree with that, man. One of the first things that made me do any video on The Last of Us period was an interview that Neil Druckmann had, and I think I told you about it, where he stated that his up-and-coming project was going to be based on the morals of right and wrong. It was going to be religiously inspired, and he didn't really reveal what it was at the time, but from day one, what's been clear to me is that there's going to be time jumping, and I know most people ignore that and they just like, oh, time jumping, cool, but they don't realize that that explains so much of the story. Like I said, I might be wrong because the game's not out, so it
Yeah.
might not be Ellie's sister, it might not be Ellie's mom, but just time jumping alone, that kind of makes me, I mean,
That's the thing
think
about it,
that
because like
that
if they time jump back, right? I just feel like again with the whole loophole that Seraphites or whatnot, because it feels like they just introduce this to them. I feel like it's something new. I just feel like I don't know, man. That's just my opinion. I'm gonna stick to that though. Until the game comes out, I will stick to this. I refuse to think Mr. Woman
or
is.
is it, so you tell me, like, who do you think it might be, like who do you envision maybe it can be?
Bro, I honestly see that. I honestly don't know. I'm just hoping for a brand new, really fleshed out, badass character. Because I just feel like it's a new game. Like I feel like we should get new stuff. Like I don't think we should just bounce back and then see like it'll be cool for all the fans of the game. It'll definitely be cool to see her mother in action or whatnot. But from like the letter that we've gotten about her mom and everything, for her to turn out to be some badass brute whenever she's felt so like heartfelt in the letter or whatnot, and how she wants Marlene to take care of her and she wants her to make Ellie make her proud. I can't see Ellie's mom writing something like that and then see her on screen being a badass 6-pack brute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I do see that. I remember that from the winter scene when
Yeah.
Ellie reads the note. Damn, yeah, I remember it, man. It's one of those things where, I mean, shit. I guess the ultimatum is like we're gonna have to wait and see.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like most def, just wait. Whatever happens. Like if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I will admit that I'm wrong. It's all good. But this is just my opinion. I feel like I'm entitled. I feel like I should be able to stand by it.
Bro, speaking about being wrong, do you wanna jump on the topic of release date?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right, yo. So the release date, I have a lot to say about that, man. You already know my story with
Right.
that.
Right.
So the release date. My first prediction ever for a release date was late 2018. And the reason why I made that, and I remember making that, is because no lie, this is facts. You can search it up. And as a matter of fact, if I can find the Game Informer, I'm gonna link it. And I'm gonna send it to you as well, Taji, so you
All
can
right.
link it and send it to your audience. But this Game Informer got leaked, and this was in before 2016. I mean, not before 2016, before PSX 2016, where The Last of Us 2 got revealed. And this Game Informer quite literally described everything we're seeing now about The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I'm not that Game Informer was never confirmed or proven to be right or wrong, or whether it was real or fake. But what it really showed me was that the information was correct. Like in the Game Informer, pretty much it stated that we're going to have more of an open world concept, but not auto, but it's going to be a more open world, more choices,
All right.
more details to it. And then we found out that that was exactly what Neil Druckmann said. We also go over, I want to say, oh, someone just made my phone vibrate. All right. But we also went over the fact that Ellie, the time jumping from the first game, it came out in 2013. That Ellie was 14 years old. 2019, she was 19 years old. As if I could just pull this up right now, look, I'll find it right now on Google Images, and I can literally just narrate to people like why this information
Right.
is so damn accurate. Game Informer. All right, there we go. Look. This is so detailed. Like this Game Informer really never got released. Look, I'm looking at it right now. Look. According to Game Informer, The Last of Us Part 2 releases in 2018, and people thought that I was like just getting this out of my ass, but
Right.
it really wasn't.
You're
Look,
reading
it
like the
says,
Game Informer
yeah,
article, correct?
we revealed last year a PlayStation experience. Creative director Neil Druckmann boldly stated that it would be a story of hate. We may not entirely know what that means until the game releases, but Paris Games Week, this one. Yeah, literally. This Game Informer stating that the game is coming out 2018, and it was just never released. It's talking about Neil Druckmann. It's talking about a bunch of the actual, even previous employees that never even worked there. It talks about Seattle. It talks about this grim tale turns out when Part 2 releases next year. And this was in 2017, so the fact that, no, this was 2016. Yeah, it's stating the 2018 release date. Now, I want to confirm this is the same Game Informer I was seeing. I believe so. Yeah, it's the same one. We even have a picture of Ellie. Now, I will admit, Ellie does not look exactly like the one we're seeing now. But yeah, this game has like I told people for the longest time, this game has been worked on since 2014, and no one believed me. But now, if you go on Ashley Johnson's interview, you can see that it's the hour and a half interview, that really long ass
Right.
interview, which she almost says February.
And her husband cuts
She
her off.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
That's another thing, man. I can't believe that was her fiance. I did not know that at first.
yeah, that was crazy, bro. I feel like it was a teaser, low key. That could have been purposeful, just because those things are pre-recorded. They can always go back and edit whatever out like that, and they left it in there. That was obviously just a tease. I think that was just a big fat tease. And then also she did try to cover up her marks with the whole like February 31st. I don't know. It's a lot to it, but I'm definitely thinking the game comes out February. But I feel like that was also kind of a teaser. I feel like that was the tease.
Oh shit, February 2020. Before we even get to that, let's see. So after 2018 passed by, obviously we didn't get The Last of Us Part 2, and then I guess I'll let you take care of this, Taja. What do you want to like paint a picture as to like why we both thought that this game was coming out late 2019?
The reason why I personally thought like the game was going to come out 2019 for sure is because we do have Gustavo Santaolalla on Instagram saying the game's coming out soon, and soon at that time is like the end of this year, as well as Jason Schreier. He had like people talking from the inside, like people who working for Naughty Dog themselves, like official, literally telling him that the game should be coming out like November 2019. And he also published an article on it on Kotaku, the company he works for, about the entire thing. So it felt very legitimate and real. Plus, Jason Schreier literally has claimed and made tons of leaks and been correct many times in the past. So I just personally felt like that it was truth, and I believed it, and I hopped on that. 2019 would have been the release date, in my opinion, and it happened. That's what I thought. And it was
That's facts, man.
yeah.
And the thing people don't know is that it was actually meant to come out in 2019. Like I told you, Gustavo Santaolalla, the music composer, like he has been there with the top Naughty Dog employees, the CEO, vice president Neil Druckmann, and he said, "Oh, the game's coming out in 2019." And
Right.
then not only that, but we have at the oh yo, I forgot. We had what was it? What was it? The last year's event where the Stanley Parable at the end of the. Did you ever get to see how at the end of this show they literally said, "What do you mean The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in 2019?"
Was it like a conference or something?
All right, yeah. So when they announced the Stanley Parable remastered and the Ultra Deluxe, they pretty much at the end of at the game. Oh yeah, this was the Game Awards of last year. At the end of the Game Awards, they literally stated The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in 2019. So here we have an event that millions of people are watching, and they publicly announced that The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out in 2019, knowing people are already pissed off, knowing people that are already waiting for this game eagerly. They wouldn't just announce that if that wasn't the intended release time frame. And then we have Gustavo Santaolalla, the music composer, say the same thing. And then we have Jason Schreier, very reputable source, say the same thing. And then it all got at once Death Stranding got revealed and took The Last of Us 2's place. That's when we got that confirmation, and we saw hundreds of people, articles, videos, everyone saying that The Last of Us Part 2 had been delayed again over to February 2020. So I mean, yeah, like in a way, everything was pointing towards the late 2019. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Like after all that, I don't see why you would even think it would even go past. And plus, at that time, since all those things are pointing to it, even though Jason Schreier said that if all else fails, it'll be pushed back. Why would you want to even promote that be pushed back, or even think that? Like you would want to think the opposite and have the game come out 2019.
Yeah,
So that's
literally.
why I didn't even really say much about it being pushed back, or even stressed it too much, because I thought legitimately that it was going to come out 2019, especially after waiting since 2016, whenever they released it at PSX. So it's like,
Yeah, and now that we got proof that this game was worked on since 2014, like Ashley Johnson, Ellie, she literally
right.
said that the minute she got done with part one, it wasn't even 3 months before she started working on part two. Like she stated it in the hour and a half interview. So that
I mean,
that
she
that to
jumped
me is
right into it, like no breaks.
yeah. So right off the bat, all these release dates, um, yeah, they were all based on real information. You know, it sucks that we have to wait till February 2020, but there's no way it can go past this. Like I don't see it even possible for it to come out. If it doesn't come out by February 2020, it's because this game got canceled. Like I don't mean to sound too confident because
Right.
obviously anything can happen, anything can change, but the game has been worked on since 2014. when I talked to Nolan North and Troy Baker, like they both practically confirmed that the game's done. Like they literally wanted, like I told you, I was pressuring Nolan North. I was like dissecting him, trying to get him to admit that he's part of the game because we have so much information that he's part of The Last of Us Part Two, and
Right.
then he just starts trolling me
And it's
and
funny
just
because
evades
like
the question.
in your intros, like for the giveaway, he's like, make sure you I think he's like and subscribe or whatnot for a chance to win like the game. He's like the game that I'm not a part of. Like, he's just like I don't know. I think that's so funny, bro. Like he's definitely hiding something.
No, bro, he's part of that game, and like I told you, not to get off topic, but the reveal trailer from 2016, it's David Psalm 23. So the actual song is inspired by a section of the Bible that's from David, like the same character, same name, and that's just the beginning of Easter eggs and little tiny bits of information that make me think that even if David's not back, like Nolan North doesn't play the same character, if we don't get David, which there's a chance we might, that he's gonna have to play someone similar
Right.
because the game is being inspired by David. Like the game is about one big cult. The
Right.
only cult in The Last of Us Part One was David's.
Now, I want to touch on something real quick because I see this in my comment section a lot by too many people than I think I should, and that's like people saying David's going to come back or he's going to be alive, and I don't see why people keep saying that because we clearly saw his face get like slashed and hacked in with the machete by Ellie, like, and it was left blood. Like we didn't get to see
But
his face.
what if his cult? What if his cult is somehow related to the Seraphites, and that's where time jumping comes in? Like we won't get to play as David, but like we could see his backstory. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, like behind his hunters or whatnot, his little group of people they had in the town.
I don't know, man. It's just it's messing up with my brain because
Plus,
I
wasn't
don't know.
wasn't David wasn't he into cannibalism? Didn't he eat people as well?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. There we go. You're adding
Yeah, yeah.
that. We're just brainstorming and confirming what we already know. Look, freaking, it wouldn't make sense for Neil Druckmann. Like the first video that I ever made 3 years ago about The Last of Us Part Two was based on the fact that his upcoming project was religious
Right.
and everything happens for a reason and right or wrong. That's what his whole interview composed of. He didn't say what project, and this was like in May of 2016. So I'm talking about like months and months before the game was even revealed. I made a video about that. So um, that alone, everything from that interview matches up with David. Everything happens for a reason. Religion. David was the most religious person in The Last of Us Part One. When you think about it, like that's all he would
Yeah,
say. Everything happens for a
he
reason.
very much was. He very much was.
He was very religious, and then boom, nail in the coffin. The reveal trailer comes out, and then it's David Psalm 23.
Yeah, that's
like
not that's definitely not a coincidence. That had to have been planned and put together
And then
for
when I
sure.
put David on blast, aka Nolan North, Nathan Drake, when I put him on blast, like I still have that clip, so I'm gonna see if I include that or find it and include it on my second on my whatever video I make after this. But literally, I'm pressing Nolan North like in the crowd, and then the reason why he gave me a hug was like, all right, if you're not gonna answer, you gotta give me a hug though. That's what I told him.
Right, right.
So I corner him, and he doesn't know what to say. Like everyone in the crowd's like, "Ooh," and
Oh, like
I'm
this guy
just like,
knows his stuff.
and then he's like, here's how I know he's lying, because he said he has nothing to do with the game, and like we've already seen him in so many different social medias, Instagram
Right,
posts. And he's been hanging out with Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker. I mean, not anymore, but when they were actually still working on the game.
right. And they
Um,
wouldn't just leave Nolan North out. Like
yeah,
he's like a
yeah.
big name in the whole entire industry of the games. And they just access him so easily. I doubt they'll leave him out of the game. Let's be honest.
Fuck,
Especially
man.
the role that he had and the impact that he did at the end of The Last of Us. Like, come on now.
Man, I know he's back in the game. I know that for a fact. I don't want to say David, but I know he's back in the game. So it's like, there's no coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. And Neil Druckmann doesn't believe in coincidences neither, because he's literally telling us to our face
Yeah, plus
everything happens.
as you said, like everything happens for a reason, and how like there's gonna be time jumps. We can literally just get like more of David's backstory and like just to see more of what he was, because we don't really know much other than he's some weird pedophile that eats people. Like I feel like they could really flesh
Literally.
that out a lot more. They could definitely flesh out his character in like flashbacks a lot more. Probably even like you said, like him being part of the Seraphite somehow. So they could like cover up those loopholes or whatnot. I feel like they could definitely do something very creative here. Plus, these are some of the best writers in the world working on this game. So they can literally throw us so
Oh
many
yeah.
like
Oh
left hand
yeah.
punches that literally like they're just be insane.
Well, so damn, man. I mean, we've talked about quite a few things, man. Let's see. All right. So one of the topics that we wanted to finish this episode off with was Joel. Like Tajay, everybody has mixed opinions about Joel. Some people think that he's dead. Some people think that he's alive, and we're gonna get to play as him. I kind of like to stick in the middle because from what I've researched and from what I heard, and Neil Druckmann actually says this, especially in the conference that he had over an hour long, where we had Yara, Lev. Oh, dude. By the way, this is off topic, random tangent, but you know Yara, the
Yeah,
female,
yeah.
Yara. I got an interview with her, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. I actually, I think you posted
So
the
it's
DM or something like
it's
that on your Instagram.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool, bro. Off topic though, but
Wait,
the
I'm gonna
when I'm
jump off too for a second. Did you ever? All right. So I don't know if you saw the Russian. It was like a Russian forum for PlayStation where they're talking about there's gonna be like 3 playable characters. Did you ever hear about that?
I saw it from your video, but I never really covered it or got into it. No,
Yeah, there's gonna be
you can actually fill me in on that.
okay. So pretty much they're saying there's gonna be like 3 playable characters, which is gonna be the Mystery Woman. It's gonna be Ellie, and it's gonna be Joel. And Ellie's that's already confirmed by Naughty Dog, right? And then Joel, we actually we saw that stuff from the I think it was from that Naughty Dog video where they're actually talking about what it's like to work at Naughty Dog or whatnot, and they're showing like on the screens we saw like Joel running around in, like a playtest area, right? So then they're actually saying the Mystery Woman is
Okay.
also playable, which I guess that actually points even closer towards it being able to be Anna from what you're saying and everything that we've seen so far. But I just personally, as I said before, I don't think it's her. I think it's gonna be a brand new character. But yeah, there's gonna be like 3 playable characters. They're saying it's gonna be Joel,
So
Ellie, and then the Mystery
damn.
Woman. And so if we're playing as a Mystery Woman, it's like that could be. It's very plausible that it can be some flashbacks of it being Anna. But I feel like it should be a new character, as I said. But yeah, so if that's correct, if that like forum, that Russian forum is that if they know what they're talking about for whatever reason, where they got the info from, if that's right, we will have 3 playable characters, which means Joel would 100% would be playable for sure.
Damn. So now that you added that information, that changes everything that I have to say on Joel. I was either a lot of people like to think he's dead, a lot of people think he's not dead, a lot of
Right.
people like to think we're gonna play as
We
him
see
or
him in
not
the
gonna
ending
play as
cutscene
him.
of the game. I mean, he could probably, since they're saying there's gonna be tears, like remember the tweet how they was saying there was a lot of tears shed. Maybe one of them dies at the very end of the game. I'm thinking something might happen to him at the very very closing of the game because I feel like this game wouldn't have a happy ending. I don't know why. I feel like they're gonna leave us sad.
Bro, yo, here's what I want to say though. What you're saying is true. The ending is going to be controversial. Neil Druckmann hasn't told us what the ending is going to be, obviously, because that would be stupid. But he did say that no one is safe in The Last of Us Part Two. And what I wanted to say is that at the hour interview, where we have Yara, Lev, and everybody, right after the press conference
Was
when
that
they
Paris
released the original
Games?
trailer.
Was that Paris or no? Or is that PSX?
I believe there's one that they've had 2 game
Yeah, they had
conference,
two.
one in Paris Games Week, one after the reveal. It was one of the two, and Neil Druckmann stated specifically when a fan asked him from the stage, is Joel dead? And Neil Druckmann, all he said was, "Well, a lot of characters die at some point. The question is when." So so so
Oh,
so people are already like people are stressing over no reason when we already have the facts in front of us. Like Neil Druckmann didn't tell us yes or no, but he told us like characters
nobody's
aren't
safe.
safe, and the ending's gonna. A lot of people are gonna hate it. A lot of people are gonna love
Let me
it.
ask
It's
you a
gonna be a
question,
very dark
Damien.
ending.
Would you rather prefer that Joel dies or Ellie dies? That's my question for you. Who would you rather lose in this story at the very end?
Fuck. Man, it's just they're both such beloved characters. Like it feels almost like family members.
Yeah.
Like that's like me picking. Like for my mom or dad.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Because honestly, I feel like I I'm sorry. I think I'd rather lose Joel just because I feel like Ellie has a lot of life left in her. And the whole Dina
Oh,
thing.
yeah, well, yeah. From a moral, from like just statistics and moral point of view, I mean, obviously we wouldn't want neither of them to die, but if one of them has to die, it makes sense for the one that has had the least
Also, in this
life
game,
to
do you think
continue.
Joel would find like his own love interest in the game? I feel like that's not talked about at
Oh,
all either. Like if maybe even Tommy could die at the end. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that could be why they have tears shed at the very end of the game. But I don't know. A lot of people don't really talk about Joel too much. Like, I feel like Joel he could find his own love or whatnot. I feel like it's very possible. I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen.
I
But
don't I don't know. Personally, I don't think that we're gonna see like obviously we're gonna get a lot of answers from old characters. We're gonna get answers that we haven't even seen before. We're gonna get more information on Ellie's backstory, her mom, the whole 9 yards. But Joel, just because of the fact that The Last of Us 2 is 80%, Ellie, and then 20% secondary characters, like that alone tells me that there's not that much of a high chance for us to get like huge developments. Like
that's
if
true.
we get
But
more
if you
if
think
we get
about
more
how big
information
the
on.
game could be, like how long the game could actually be, that 20% could be, it could be a little nice, little decent size to see something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, that is true. That is true. Dude, so much of what we're saying, like people just have to wait for this game to come out. But I guess the message that I really want to get across before we even finish this podcast is like The Last of Us 2, and I'm sure that even though we can't 100% prove it, we don't have a copy of it physically. Um, I think it's safe to say that this game, PlayStation 5 comes out late 2020, so they're not going to wait till the PlayStation 5 for us to get this game. We've already seen all the sources that are
right.
agreeing
Plus,
with
it's
us. Like,
actually confirmed to come out for PlayStation 4 anyway. So anybody who's actually, I've seen a lot of comments like that. People worrying about it coming out for PS5. It is confirmed by Sony. It will be on PS4. So you don't
yeah,
got to worry
yeah,
about that.
literally. So if it's going to be on PS4 and PS5 is only a year and a half away, and this game has been done for so long, and I've gotten to interview the characters in person, and we got confirmation from Ashley Johnson that she started working on it in 2014,
Right.
and the game became playable playtest over a year and a half ago. Like all that combined, this game is done with development. Now they're literally playing the waiting. And I remember seeing it in one of your videos, Tajay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was you. You stated that there's really no other exclusives in February. Or was that another YouTuber? Like there was no other big games coming out February, so it makes sense why
Yeah,
The Last
yeah.
of Us
I
Part Two is
said that. I
coming
said
out.
that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, like everything's pointing towards a very soon, or it's approaching. I don't see this game getting delayed one more time. I just don't see it. It would be horrible. People were millions of people heard at the Paris Games Week, or the Video Game Awards. My apologies, Video Game
Right.
Awards. The commentator tell everybody, what do you mean The Last of Us Part 2 is
Yeah,
coming in
yeah, yeah.
2019?
I remember
I
that.
don't care if that's a joke or not. You don't say that. A company, trust me, Naughty Dog was behind that
Did you see
because
their
Naughty Dog
job
is the
listing
one that
update
closed
for
this.
July?
Say that again,
Did you
bro.
see their job listing update for July?
Oh yeah, I saw your video, bro, but I didn't really get into it.
Yeah,
Like I haven't made any videos.
honestly, bro, the job listings for July, there's like they have something that says temporary assignment right next to it. And if you actually read the listing and you read that temporary, right, that they're just hiring extra people to do that little thing for the game, and then they're just obviously gonna let them go. So like,
Bro, so it's just bug testing,
yeah,
pretty
yeah, it's
much.
pretty much they're trying to add like how Anthony Newman's always like tweeting about like how they're gonna have like the best animations we've ever seen, like it's gonna top like the bar, and like he's super excited to show us the melee combat and everything. They're pretty much
Man,
they're hiring
fucking
people. They're hiring people for like melee gameplay animations, and they have temporary assignment positions available for that. The audio localization, so that's a little pretty touch ups pretty much, and they also have like
now
lighting
I
and visual
really want to get
effects.
Victoria Grace on a podcast, man. You know how much information we can get from her?
Yeah, that'll be freaking insane for sure.
Bro, yeah.
Also, like
Damn.
quality assurance, so testing bugs, and also quality assurance. They actually use other. I didn't know they did this, but they actually take like other developers from like other companies to help them like test their games, which is actually that's kind of cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Shit, bro. So, what do you have to say in conclusion, bro? I think we went over a lot. We went
Yeah, we
over
covered
Joel.
quite a bit. I
And
feel
we went
like
over
if they're
Joel
interested to see what's more, I mean, we're gonna be
release.
doing this quite a bit, so I mean, we should have quite more episodes where they come and tune in.
Yeah. Shit. So, well,
This is
hey
only the
guys,
crust of the cover, so I think there's a lot more, a lot more.
that's true. That's true. Hopefully, this has brought you guys, the audience, a lot of peace and answers to your concerns. I know that we've been speculating on release dates for a long time. But at least now you have the facts. Like at least now you understand where we're coming from, and everything that the reasons why we believed what we believed, and we made the videos that we made. Not only that, but Tajay threw in some new information I didn't even know. Apparently there's going to be 3 characters, and obviously Naughty Dog, nothing's confirmed until Naughty Dog says it, but this information, regardless, it comes to show that it just keeps confirming more of what we already know. um Damn, bro. Taji, what do you have to say, bro? We're gonna be doing
Bro,
episodes every week.
I feel like this was pretty fun. Fun little discussion. I've always wanted someone to talk to this about, and you definitely know everything you're talking about. You're like an OG, been doing this for 3 years. Feel like you should have very much respect in all this, and you know honestly you know a lot more stuff than I do dating far back. So I mean, I feel like me and you coming together, we could definitely bring pretty sophisticated little bit of like.
Yo, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. If anything, I just need to curse less, and
Yeah,
appeal
yeah.
a little
But my
bit more
biggest
to the young.
video, yeah, my biggest video, the one about the three playable characters and whatnot, has like 21,000 views. I was so excited making that video because everything I was reading was like insane. It was like 15 like facts and new stuff that'll be in the game, and I was like reading it. I was mad excited. I was swearing all over the video, and it's like my biggest vid. And some people in the comments really didn't like that I did that, and we're saying, "Damn, you're saying like the F word the entire
Man,
time."
yo, don't feel bad, bro. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I've smoked weed on Instagram Live, YouTube Live, like.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. But yeah, like they're like some people were like really upset that I was swearing so much. And it's like if you watch my other videos, I rarely ever swear. But in that video I was so excited and I was pumping it out before work. I was like all over the place. I was like swearing.
Man, I won't lie, man. I like swearing. I mean, shit. If you saw, I mean, there we go again. If you saw the hate video towards Naughty Dog, the agenda that I made, like
Right.
at the end, I was literally just recreating Ellie and Dina having sex.
Yeah. And you was talking about, and then no, what had me dying is you're all like, that's like me having time with your mom, and I'm saying she's not a. I forgot what you said something about being with someone.
That's like me having that. That's like me like that's like me judging your mom based on our first experience.
Yeah. That was hilarious, bro. That was funny.
Yo, man. Oh man. Fuck, bro. Well, hey, guys. Sorry for all the cursing on my part. Blame Tajay. It's all his fault. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Make sure to leave a like,
hey, man.
And make sure if you're watching my video, go subscribe to Breakthrough right now. Send him lots of love, lots of support. And yeah, he's gonna be in the description for sure.
Hey, same here on my end. Make sure to check out Tajay, up and coming YouTuber. But whenever I'm not uploading The Last of Us 2, this man, I guarantee you, has 5 videos ready to cover that same topic. So make sure to check him out. Check out his channel in the description. And it's only going to go up from here, guys. We're going to be doing at least 1 or 2 episodes every week. So expect more content, more discussions. And as we keep getting more and more information, we're going to just keep throwing more episodes out there.